Hey there, Ricky Don here, and I'm so glad you tuned in today because I have a burning question. And that burning question is, why on earth is this wonderful fragrance not getting any more attention from the fragrance community than it is? This is Alfred Dunhill's Egyptian Smoke, and according to Fragrantica, it was released in 2020, but I purchased it in 2021, and I purchased it after reading it had just been released. So I don't know if it was developed and in 2020, it right in the midst of the pandemic, and then put on the shelf for a little while and released and launched in 2021. I don't have the answer to that. I do know that when I went to purchase it, it was very hard to find here in the United States. And it was not easy to come by. I ended up purchasing it from Fragrance Buy in Canada, and I've bought several times from them, pardon me, I've bought several times from them and had great experiences every time. The presentation on this is probably exactly what you would expect from one of the Dunhill fragrance lines. It's a very nice presentation. The front of the box has this copper-colored foil logo presentation, and then down here the bottle measurements as far as the 3.4 ounce and 100 milliliters. On the bottom, of course, you're going to have all of your tracking information with the QR codes and the batch number. And as you lift the top of the box off, if you wanted to, you have a base that you could set and display. And then, of course, just use your top as a dust cover or a sun protector if you've got it setting out in a room that has direct sunlight with where you've got it setting. The bottle is very heavy. It's just a glass bottle with a very heavy. The cap, of course, displays the logo. The logo here on the front of the bottle, Dunhill. I'm going to lift that cap off and set it aside and get a tester strip for you. I'm wearing it today. It was my scent of the day. See where that atomizer is pointing in the right direction. Going to try to show you the spray here. It's got a good atomizer. Produces a good projection, and then instead of just really vaporizing it out in a wide cone, it's more focused. You can be a little more focused with it. Fragrantica, in my opinion, I started to say they're totally off on their note breakdown and their accord breakdown. And they're not totally off. All of the notes and accords that they say is present in this fragrance, they are present. They are there, but they miss some. And it's just an absolutely, just a beautiful fragrance. It's a rich fragrance. And when I say rich, I don't mean monetary-wise, don't mean money-wise. It's just rich in character. It's got some depth to it. It's not real complex, but it is definitely not linear. And where Fragrantica messes up, in my opinion, a little bit, they say the main accords are sweet, tobacco, vanilla, cacao, warm, spicy. I get all that, it is. They say the notes are tobacco, vanilla, cacao pod, tonka bean, and then sweet notes. What they miss is in the very opening, it opens up with a pink pepper and a ginger that is not mentioned anywhere on Fragrantica, and it stays in there for a while. This is especially during the opening and during the mid-development, it really is a warm, spicy fragrance with sweetness. And in the dry down for me, I've had this on for several hours. And in the dry down for me, there is a subtle bourbon note in there. And it's a warm, sweet bourbon note. It's not that punch of alcohol, that boozy punch, but it's a sweet, subtle, vanilla bourbony feel or note, and it's just really sophisticated smelling. I absolutely love the fragrance. I really do not know why it's not getting more attention on YouTube, and that there's not more reviews and the fragrance community is not loving on it more. And I'm assuming that it was probably due to the lack of availability and a little hard to get a hold of. Some of the fragrance websites that I go to don't even have it available. Fragrance Buy from Canada is one of the ones that has it available every time that I look at it. I would definitely categorize this as a unisex fragrance. I think it's very well balanced for men or women to pull it off. I would categorize it as a formal fragrance. It's going to be a subtle, so you don't have to worry about going to a formal event and then just being bold and obnoxious with a fragrance that people might be going, oh no, get away from that. I think this is, it's going to be subtle for you. I'd wear it to the office in a heartbeat. Of course, a lot of you that watch know that I'm a realtor, and I do not mind wearing this when I'm meeting with clients, whether we're going to be traveling in a car to look at properties and in a confined space, or whether we're meeting in an office or a boardroom and there's plenty of room. It's just one that I do not think anyone will be offended by. There'll be people, though, that say, I'm not interested in it. Just because I think of the subtleness. As far as age attraction to this fragrance, I'm going to say 30 and up. There are going to be 30 and under that probably like it and would wear it. But for the most part, I think it's going to be 30 and up that appreciate this fragrance and that will admire it a little more than the younger crowd. I don't think that you can go wrong with it. It was a blind buy for me because I trust the Dunhill fragrances. I have Century, I have Driven Eau de Toilette. Trying to remember, there's another one or two that I have, and I've enjoyed all of those fragrances, and so I trusted the brand, so I did not mind purchasing it as a blind buy. I would recommend that you probably test it if you can before you purchase it. But it's something that most of you are going to be comfortable with. And help me give this some love, guys. Pick this up and wear it. Do some reviews on it. Tell us what you think about it. And I'm going to sign out and don't have anything more that I can add to this other than I hope you all are having a great life. I hope you're all safe and sound and doing well. And I'll see you on another review. For that, over and out. Bye-bye.